Vale, ya estamos aquí. ¿Qué pasa, gente? ¿Cómo estamos? Hoy vamos a streamear poco tiempo, no mucho. Son las 2:30 de la mañana ya. Voy a streamear Kingdom Come porque si no, no me quedo tranquila antes de dormir. Básicamente eso, soy un enfermo. Pero no voy a estar mucho tiempo, ya está poco, ya está poco. Así que voy a comprobar que esté todo, el sonido y todo bien, que no me pase lo del otro día, que puta vergüenza. E iniciamos Kingdom Come. Aunque sea un ratito olvidada. Que sea un ratito. Ay, Dios mío. Tengo que afeitar otra vez las barbas ya, porque ya me está saliendo la patilla, etc. Tengo que pegar otro afeitado gordo. Bueno.
Charles IV, King of Bohemia
Sí, Charles de Faux. Charles de Faux.
and Holy Roman Emperor, had a long and successful reign. The empire he ruled from Prague expanded, and his subjects lived in peace and prosperity. When the emperor died, the whole
Sky Crew.
empire mourned.
¿Qué pasa, amigo?
More than 7,000
Aquí
people
estoy.
accompanied him on
Que no
his
soy capaz de irme a la cama si jugaste un poco, tú. Soy un enganchado, Sky.
The heir to the throne of the flourishing empire.
¿Estás
was
pinchando en
Charles's
sala?
son,
Pues ya me puedes dedicar un vídeo, hermano.
Wenceslas
Ya me puedes dedicar un
His
vídeo.
father had prepared him for this
Ahí con como
moment
era
all
con
his
Duckity,
life.
con Duckity.
But Wenceslas did not take after his father. He neglected affairs of state for more frivolous pursuits. He even failed to turn
Eso es
up
para
for his
cortar el
own
audio y meterme a mí.
coronation as emperor.
Durante 2 segundos, para decir una cosa.
Significantly
¡A la
daring
Madrid!
Wenceslas the Idle
No digo
did not
nada.
impress the imperial nobility either. His difficulties mounted.
Lo que sea tu
until the
madre.
nobles, exasperated by the inaction of their ruler, turned for help to his half-brother,
Vídeo.
King Sigismund of Hungary.
Y me lo dedica, me lo dedica.
Sigismund decided on a radical solution. He kidnapped the king to force him to abdicate, then took advantage of the ensuing disorder to gain greater power for him. He invaded Bohemia with a massive army.
Vamos para allá. Vamos a jugar. Ahí. Vale. Pues estábamos investigando lo del padre Simon, si no recuerdo mal. Ah, espérate, que aún sigo con la cámara así puesta. Por el momento. Taca, taca. Y la cámara, a ver dónde me pongo. Las conversaciones que salen a la derecha o a la izquierda. Me he puesto los cascos a ver si te oigo. ¿Me recibes, Skype? Hola, hola. Perdón. Uf, es que acabo de cenar. Eso es, eso es. A ver. Más o menos. Me da miedo eso de más o menos. Tu madre por si acaso otra vez. Y qué manía con mi pobre mami. Pobre madre. No puede ser, ¿eh? No puede ser. Bueno, a ver, pásame el vídeo, ¿eh? Quiero ver esa dedicatoria. Esa canción dedicada. Baby, yo ya me enteré. Tú eres mi bebé. Besitos a tu madre, la mamá es la moma. Abre, yo sé que es broma, no te preocupes. Si no, ya estarías muerto. Puto. A ver. ¡Ah! Ahí al norte. Oh. ¿Es por aquí o no es por aquí? A ver, es a la derecha, ¿no? O sea, iglesia, ciudad, a la derecha. No tiene pérdida. Iglesia, ciudad, a la derecha. O sea... 2 más 2 son 4. Se me escapa luz. Bueno, empezamos las labores de investigación. Me pongo en la piel del merino.
Jesus! What do you want from me?
I'm looking for the priest, Father Simon, and I heard you might know of him.
Simon? What do you want him for?
Es que lo de asunto
I'm
mío es
looking for the
empezar mal.
priest who used to take care of St. James, and the locals tell me they saw him around here.
I don't know if I can help you there. He'll never go back to his parish, if you ask me. Very well. What is it you want to
¿Que
know?
dónde está? ¿No te has enterado? Ah, bueno, le vas a preguntar todo.
What went on between Simon and your daughter?
Nothing that hasn't happened before. Our Mary was his housemaid in Skalitz. She was pretty, very pretty. And he was young, and so things went the way they do between comely young folk. She came back home one day, heavy with child.
Yes, these things happen. What can you do?
I said as much. I was just glad our girl was provided for. Only she never had the chance to hold that babe in
No
her
me diga,
arms.
qué desgracia.
She didn't live
Murió de
through the
andaluz,
birth.
loco.
I'm very sorry.
Such is a woman's lot in life. Men die in battle, and women in the arms of the midwife.
And what happened to Simon?
The poor man, he took it the worst. He was sure God's wrath smote Mary for her fornication.
That's rubbish. People lie together out of wedlock all the time, and God never smites them down.
That's just what I told him. But it's hardly my place to lecture a priest. And who knows? Maybe
Los
he was
caños del
right.
Señor son
The
inescrutables. Qué
Lord
daño
moves
es
in
esa frase.
mysterious ways.
Qué
He
daño
was
es esa frase.
overflowing with grief. He barely spoke, didn't eat, refused to take a new housemaid. And then, one fine day, the presbytery was deserted. It took a good season before another priest came along.
Where can I find him? He's said to be wandering around here somewhere.
I heard that too, and I'm inclined to believe it, even though I haven't seen him myself.
How come?
After our poor Mary went to her rest, We used some of the money he'd paid us to put a cross up by the roadside.
Ah, mira, hay ramos
And
de
lately,
consueldas en la
there's
cruz.
been wreaths of comfrey
Yo no los he
turning up
llevado y mi
next to
marido
it.
tampoco. Es el
I
cura.
don't take them there, nor my husband neither.
You think Simon does?
Sí, decimos seguro,
Who
picha.
knows? Maybe it's a miracle. I could believe anything. But there's not been fresh ones for a while, so perhaps he's moved on elsewhere again.
I see. Can you tell me where that cross is?
Certainly. There are settling tanks for the mines to the west of Skalitz. On the hill above them in the woods, there are several paths. Mary's cross is by one of them, close to the brook.
All right, thanks. I'll be going.
Very good then.
I'll tell him.
Take care.
Vale, vamos a la cruz. Vamos a investigar la cruz. Uf. Vale, no tiene pérdidas. Solamente tengo que pegarme al bosque, no entrar en él. Y llegar a las casas, pasarla. Y el río. Me tengo que remontar por el río. Una vez que llegue al río, remonto el río y llegaré sin... Vale, vale. Podría ser peor. Vamos a ir campo otra vez. Parece que hay gente por ahí. A nosotros eso nos da igual. No, mierda. Oh, oh. Oh. Y ahora el río, ¿no? Esto es el río, ¿no? Yo creo que ya estamos aquí. Aquí vamos a ir más lento porque el caballo se puede lastimar. Y es de mañana, tampoco hay que confiarse, es muy temprano en la mañana, serán las 7 de la mañana. No digo que me vaya a encontrar bandidos en el camino, pero hay que tener cuidado. La he encontrado del tirón, chaval, soy un crack.
This must be that cross. Mary's mother was right. Someone did lay flowers here recently. I should have a look around and see if there's comfrey growing anywhere nearby.
Vale, Diana. Oh, entrado en la zona.
Hey, you! What are you doing here?
Escucho voces.
I've come for the priest. Simon.
There's no one here called that.
There is. Do you take me for a fool?
All right. Maybe there is someone here. What of it? We're not going anywhere.
I think you should talk less and move your legs more.
And why is that? You think you've got what it takes to beat us?
I might. But it doesn't matter, because I saw you yesterday, and then stopped by Talmberg to report. So, unless you'd rather wait for Sir Divish's Captain Robard, you should go now.
Shit. All right. We'll
Nah,
go.
en verdad los voy a matar.
How far are they?
Far enough still. If you run, I'm sure you'll get away.
Right. Right. Thanks for the warning. Now you... Ow!
Va por el chico.
Get him!
No vamos a dejar secuestradores por ahí libres. Ni de coña. Fulano, pone fulana. No sé por qué pone fulana.
Oh, God almighty, what did you do?
I think you'll find I freed you.
But what about those poor wretches? Did you have to kill them?
Poor wretches. They assaulted you and held you captive. Who knows what they would have done to you?
I know, but that didn't merit a death sentence.
Well, apparently it did.
Merciful God, this is horrific.
Just calm down, Father. Justice would have caught up with them sooner or later. I'm sure their attack on you wasn't their first crime.
I know, but still.
I'm sorry, but there was no other way. With all this chaos in the land, scoundrels like these are crawling from under every rock. The governors throughout the realm are running out of hanging space.
I'll have to bury them.
If it pleases you, Father.
And to whom do I owe my salvation?
My name's Henry. You may remember me. I'm the son of the Skalitz blacksmith.
Your face does seem familiar. But listen, Henry, I can't help feeling you didn't stumble across me by accident.
It's true. I've come to ask a favor of you.
Me? What on earth could I do for you?
I need you to go back to St. James. The folk there need spiritual guidance.
I understand, but I have to disappoint you. I gave up my...
A la penitencia.
I know your story, Father.
Then you know what I'm guilty of.
Yes, and I don't want to try to make light of it. Your conscience is your own affair. But I know that deep down you're a good man.
You don't know what you're saying. You don't know me.
But I know what you did. Many priests break God's commandments willy-nilly.
Y no les da ninguna vergüenza.
That doesn't absolve me of my sins. God's law is set, no matter how often it's violated.
You're certainly right. But the people need you. And forgive me for being blunt, but while you can leave the presbytery if you choose, it doesn't absolve you of your duty to Christian folk.
But I'm a sinner. I'm not fit to guide anyone. I'm unworthy to do so.
Priests, bishops, monks, abbots, they're all sinners. Even the Holy Father himself is a sinner. You've done your penance, and now your people need you.
You're probably right. It is my duty. At least for a time. Until they find someone better.
No sé, me empana un poco. Me he puesto a pensar en una tontería y me empana, no sé lo que ha dicho. A ver qué es lo último que ha dicho. Probablemente Emir de cero, al menos por un tiempo, hasta que encuentren a alguien mejor.
As you say, once things are back in order, there'll be a new priest at St. James, and you can leave if you want.
All right. I'll take what I can carry and go back to St. James.
Thank you. Your parishioners will... I need help with treatment.
And what's wrong with you?
Oh, nothing. But Philip from Skalitz is dying. He's lying in Sasau and won't last long.
Slowly now. What happened to him?
Nobody knows much. He's not wounded, but I heard he was hiding from the Cumans for days in a pile of carcasses.
Entre muertos,
The
enterrado.
Lord have mercy. The living should never lie with the dead. His intestines must be purged, but even then he's in God's hands.
How do I clean his intestines?
It might surprise you, but you'll have to give him alcoholic spirits. The purest you can get your hands on. The best is distilled from Artemisia. It'll make him a bit delirious, but it'll help. I'll show you how to prepare it.
Vale, vámonos ya, para allá.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Estoy un poco perdido. Vale, ya estamos aquí. Mierda. Curva. Curva. Accidente que no me interesa lo más mínimo. Oh, oh. Mierda, puta.
Yeah.
La iglesia, tengo que ir a tomar por culo. Qué ganas de que me llegue la silla nueva, tú. Tengo la espalda rota con esta puta silla de mierda. Vale, ya estamos aquí al lado.
Yeah.
God be with you.
I found you a priest.
Really? That's wonderful news. Who is it?
The former parish priest of St. James. I persuaded him to return to live among...
So you found him?
Yes. He was worth...
Thank God. You'll see. Once there's a priest...
I hope so.
I've put together a small sum for a new piece.
I couldn't possibly take it. You'll need the money to rebuild the village.
As
Exacto.
you wish then. I shan't weigh you down with it.
So, farewell to you. And I hope he gets here soon. Just that you let him run off again.
I'll keep an eye on him myself. Godspeed to you, Henry. And thank you for your help. Goodbye.
Vale.
Yeah.
Pues ya podemos volver. Vale. Aquí sí que vamos a sacar el arco para el camino.
Yeah.
No me fío un pelo. A ver, esta zona de aquí es la que siempre me pierdo, es un poco lioso.
Ya. Ya. Ya.
No,
Ya.
este no es el camino. Ah, yo creo que este no es el camino. Ay. Este es el camino. Me ha parecido ver algo ahí atrás. Pero vamos, no nos paramos. Ese era un bandido seguro. Lo hemos atropellado. Uf, el caminito. Uf, el caminito. Siempre está por aquí. La cantera allá al fondo.
Ya.
Lo que no entiendo es cómo teniendo una cantera ellos nos necesitan a nosotros la cantera de Talenberg para las obras del monasterio. La verdad es que eso no lo hilaron bien, en mi opinión.
Ya. Ya.
Ah, ya estamos aquí. Comida, ¿cómo estamos de comida? Esa ciudad un poco chunga. Oh, lo que tarda para por una carga de comida. A veces que no tiene sentido. En algunos lados tarda muy poco y en otros lados tarda la vida. Que a mí que esto que me lo expliquen. Ah, que no me ha dado... La poción de Artemisia para Philip. Vale. Sí, tengo que hacer la poción de Artemisia. Vale. Amargo licor de hierba. Necesitaréis alcohol, 2 puñados de ajenjo y un puñado de salvia. Dejad que la salvia hierva por un turno. Molete el ajenjo. Echad el ajenjo al caldero y que se cueza durante 2 turnos. Destilad. Después hay que destilar. Vale. Alcohol, 2 puñados de ajenjo y un puñado de salvia. La salvia primero. Vale, preparar. Vale. Vamos a coger alcohol.
Can't. I just can't.
Echamos licor. Vale, ahora echamos la salvia. Echamos la salvia. Vale, vamos ahora a moler. Vamos a moler el ajenjo, lo vamos a dejar preparado. De ajenjo hemos dicho que son 2 puñados. Vale, ahora vamos a darle aquí fuego. Vale. Vamos a picar esto. Durante 2 turnos. Ahora vamos a tenerle que darle bien al caldero.
Can't sleep again.
Y para destilar, ¿qué tengo que hacer? Alambique, ¿no? Se destila en el alambique, ¿no? ¿Cómo destilo? Destilar. Vale. Mario Soto, ¿qué pasa, Mario Soto? ¿Cómo estamos, amigos? Es la poción de... ¿Qué hace? Fuelle. ¿Cómo que fuelle? Uf. Es el remedio de Artemisa para Philip de Escalis. Ya está, ¿no? Poción de Artemisa, lo hemos hecho bien. Lo hemos hecho bien. O eso se nos muere ahora. Reza Mario, piche.
Dear Mistress Johanka, I come again in admiration of your selfless dedication. I would like to invite you to a fine banquet at my palace. You certainly have earned some... What business have you here, fellow? Who let you in?
Amigo mío.
Taking care of the wounded, as I'm sure you're aware.
Me voy a quitar ahí la ropa del camino.
Well then, run along and take care of them, and let me talk to Johanka. You're not needed here.
I won't get any sleep. I just
Wouldn't
won't
it be
get any
better to have the banquet here, custodian?
What?
If you won't
Ah,
give the sick
fallo.
anything else, can you at least hold the banquet here?
Nobody's going to talk to me that way. Lock him up for the night and let him learn
¿Cómo?
some manners.
¿Cómo? Voy a matar a este hijo de puta. Voy a matar a este tío. 18 horas en la cárcel. Voy a matar al custodio. Cuando ya no lo necesite, porque sé que hay un par de misiones en las que se le necesita, pero cuando esas misiones terminen, lo mataré. No tengo prisa. Hijo de la gran puta, tú. O sea, es que hasta una bromita, cojones. Hasta una bromita y él no estaba encerrado 24 horas con... Y trabajo para él. Eso es lo peor, que hay cosas que trabajo para él.
Thank you, guardian angel. I didn't have time to teach you some manners. Next time you won't be so lucky.
Encima. Encima. Chúpame la polla, guardia. Vamos aquí. Ah, qué desastre. Ah, vendría siendo como Sir Razzik. Claro, Sir Razzik no... Este no es un custodio. ¿Sabes lo que te digo? El otro no sé si será noble, supongo que será noble también. Pero es un custodio, es como... Yo creo que es menos que merino y todo. Yo creo que el merino de esa zaba tiene más poder que él. Y yo en los merinos... Me sacó la cola, me sacó la tula delante de un merino. Vamos, al de Escalís. Al merino de Escalís lo he calentado ya. Pero señora, ¿no trabaja hoy o qué? A las 7 de la mañana. Y la saciedad, todo por los suelos. Es que esto es un descojones. Esto es descojones. ¿Y qué, Mario? ¿Cómo has llegado aquí? Por el juego, ¿no? Has buscado KFD, ¿no? Kingdom Come Deliverance. Y has llegado a mi humilde morada. Yo es que soy un enfermo del Kingdom Come, Mario. Y de hecho, sabes que van a sacar el segundo, ¿no? Dentro de un tiempo, no exactamente en poco tiempo, de hecho no sé ni la fecha concreta, pero dentro de poco sacarán el segundo.
I'm interested in your
So what are you in?
I'll certainly need a physician to treat my wounds.
Incluso sé que los de Netflix están hablando con el Babra, con el papá del Kingdom Come, para hacer una película o una serie. Y no sé.
Fine. Here it is.
I'm sure you'll be extremely satisfied.
God be with
6 horas. Yo también soy enfermo, mi run está en hardcore. ¿Cómo que en hardcore? ¿Qué significa en hardcore? ¿Qué quieres decir? ¿Modo extremo? Todas las desventajas activadas. O sea, ¿me estás diciendo que esto? Estas cosas, ¿no? La mierda es extra, lo de la técnica, claustrofobia, que tú entre partidas tienes todas, pero eso no se puede, ¿no? En extremo, que es como estoy jugando yo ahora, nada más que puedes elegir dos desventajas. Y si se puede, yo no sé cómo se hace, vamos. Pero si esto ya lo hace. Esto ya lo hace. Lo de perseguir a la gente. Y esto no sé si es bueno. Pero es el modo extremo y cómo se hace, cómo se selecciona. Qué putada. No había entrado, no había caído preso nunca en esta partida, Mario. ¿Tú sabes qué es lo que me putea a mí más del modo extremo, tú? Porque si te digo la verdad, en el combate sí que es verdad que los enemigos son más duros y todo el rollo. Pero la putada del modo extremo, Mario, es el situarte. Porque el viaje rápido, que no haya viaje rápido, es tedioso. Porque tienes que estar constantemente yendo para arriba y para abajo a caballo, ¿no? Tienes que ir a todos lados, tienes que ir a caballo por cojones. Pero, yo ya poca nube tengo, de todo lo que me movió con el caballo, ¿sabes? Pero la putada es la siguiente. Que tú en el mapa no te ves. O sea, yo veo los iconos, ¿no? Yo veo que tengo que ir al punto A, que aquí tengo un DLC, que aquí tengo otro DLC, ¿sabes? Yo eso lo veo. Pero, ¿dónde estoy yo? ¿Dónde está el icono de dónde estoy yo? Yo sé dónde estoy, porque me conozco ya el mapa, yo sé que estoy aquí. Estoy aquí delante de la casa de baños, aquí, en esta calle, donde tengo la X puesta moviéndola. Yo sé que estoy ahí. Pero eso es una putada, ¿eh? Yo cuando me di cuenta digo, hostia puta, que no me veo. Es una fumada. Bueno, no, y que estoy en la taberna. Entonces estoy aquí. Estoy aquí. Aquí estoy. Voy a mirar una cosa, a ver si la tengo en la poción. Sí, en extremo no sales en el mapa ya, piche. Es una putada, ¿no? Una putada que te caga. A ver, que tengo aquí de... tengo aquí cosas para tirar, que no sé por qué las guardé en su día. Pues vamos a quitarnos esto de en medio. Porque, ¿para qué? Sí. La vamos a tirar. Y ahora... Poción para la resaca. Tengo que hacer otra. Tengo que hacer otra pócima. Vamos a arreglar un par de cositas que creo que tengo un poquito tocadas. Vale. Me compré a Pegaso. Para mí, de los mejores caballos. No le ponen que es del nivel 4 o del nivel más grande. Es del nivel anterior al más grande. Pero al máximo, al nivel máximo. Pero tiene una velocidad y una buena capacidad de carga. De hecho, si te compras a Pegaso y has usado la bonificación de pony de carga, es el mejor. Es el mejor caballo que hay. Me paso a retirar éxito. El mío es Alburak. Ese es el negro, ¿no? Nivel 5, pues este es nivel 4, si no estoy equivocado, vamos a verlo. No dice el nivel. Pero la velocidad es bastante alta, 39, la capacidad... Podría ser más, podría ser 200 y pico, pero en 180 está bien, mira realmente en cuánto es, o sea... 416 puedo llevar de carga. Y tengo 200, o sea, 416. Voy sobrado en ese sentido, ¿sabes? En peso. Y la velocidad es terriblemente rápido, es terriblemente rápido.
What happened?
We brought you back to the land of the living.
La capacidad también, con la, lo sé, con la silla grande de 5 bolsillitos. No sé ahora cómo se llama. De hecho es la que llevo.
You'll be very weary for the next week or two. You'll find your friends. They probably ended up in Rattay like most of our folk.
Well, all right. And Henry? Thank you.
Thank you. Vale, ¿qué es lo que me faltaba? Encontrar algo que ayude a dormir el insomnio. Y llevo la comida, ¿no? A ver. Hombre, muchas gracias, Anonymous Cheater. Muchas gracias, tío, por esos bits. Eres grande. De nada. ¿Que eres tú, no pardiero? O me estás troleando, no pardiero, no eres tú en verdad. Esto podría. Para afuera. Ok. Del sabueso nocturno para la resaca, para Margery. No tengo la de... No tengo la de esto, tío. ¿Eso qué ha sido? ¡Oh, pardiero! Muchas gracias por esos views, hermano. Te dejo el view en lo que ceno. Venga, Mario, grande, aquí estaremos. Porque aquí es tarde, son las 3:20. Pero he empezado hace una hora, hace 50 minutos. Y voy a estar un rato, O sea... Es que hoy no he hecho nada, había estado por ahí y me apetecía jugar un rato y ahora he cogido la manía de que todo lo que juego lo streameo. Y me da pena no streamear, no me quita ni el jersey. He llegado y me he sentado ante el ordenador. Fácil de calentura. Moonshine, una poción que todavía no está bien extendida ya que es necesario primero acostumbrarse. Esto no es. Tampoco es esto. Tampoco es esto. Canción de cuna, esto es. Tengo los ingredientes, uva de rasposa, cardo y amapola. Parece ser que no tengo los ingredientes, voy a tener que buscarlos. Voy a tener que buscarlos. No voy a robarle, Vamos para allá. ¿Y qué, pardiero? ¿Qué te cuenta? Ay, ¿has visto el fútbol hoy? ¿O no eres tú muy de fútbol? Cardo, quiero cardo, señora. A ver... ¿Qué cojones tenía que...? Uva de rasposa. Uva de rasposa, cardo. Uva de rasposa, cardo, ¿y qué era? ¿Venta? No sé, yo voy a coger por si acaso. Te los vende Nicodemus, ¿no? Claro, sí, me lo vende Nicodemus. Y yo aquí robándole... Acabo de seguir del talego, Pardi. Mira, esto de aquí. ¡Prisionero liberado! Tu estancia en la cárcel te ha dejado desnutrido y en condición general débil. Tus atributos se reducen. Pero no me arrepiento de lo que hice. Las cosas como son. Primero... No sé por qué voy a poner la antorcha, porque aquí no se ve un carajo, pero ahora cuando me metan en el de esto la voy a perder. Ya vamos. La última, picha. Veneno, canción de cuna. Amapola, picha. Eso es lo que no tengo, amapola. Amapola. Hablar, Nicodemus. Entrenamiento, hablemos de negocios. Amapola, papá. Las llevo todas. No tendrás... Espérate. No tiene. Hubiera sido mucho pedir que tuvieras ya la poción destilada. ¿Sabes lo que te digo? Habría sido ya la puta polla. ¿Cuánto me pide? 52 moneditas. Venga, vale. Vamos para allá. Oleum, amapola. Pero, uva de rasposa. No tiene esto. ¿Cómo que no? ¿Cómo que no? Ah, es verdad que solté todas las flores que llevaba bastantes flores, tengo como 50 de uva de rasposa en mi casa, pero claro, ¿de qué me sirve la uva de rasposa si no la tengo aquí ahora? Ahora otra vez con el librito, tenéis que ir hasta la paginita, canción de cuna. ¡Ah! Canción de cuna. Preparar.
I won't get any sleep.
Hemos dicho que ponéis preparar aceite, un puñado de amapola, uno de cardo y uno de uva de rasposa. Echar la amapola al caldero y que hierva durante un turno. Añadid el cardo y que hierva durante un turno más. Dejad que enfríe y añadid la uva de rasposa. Vale. Vale. Aceite. Oleum. Oleum. Tal cual. Vale. Después que pone echad, añadid el cardo y que hierva durante un turno más. Ahora esperamos, dejamos que se enfríe. Esperamos que pase el turno, dejamos que se enfríe y le añadimos la uva de rasposa. Ahora el fuego se tendría que apagar ya. ¡Apágate!
I won't get any
Puta.
sleep.
Vale, se
I
apaga
just
ya.
won't get any sleep.
Es increíble, acaban de decir no sé qué de que no puedo dormir. Bueno, pues ya tenemos la poción. Ya tenemos la posao. Has destilado poción, canción de cuna. Perfecto. Mira, amigo, lo que te traigo. ¿Dónde anda? Aquí, ¿no? Este es insomne, sí.
I've got something for you.
Really?
Drink this, and you'll fall straight to sleep.
Oh, thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye, dice el nota. Goodbye. Vale. Hierbas de sanación para Semi, clases. Debería averiguar cómo ayudar a Semi. Mencionó una hierba púrpura. Una hierba púrpura. Esta es púrpura. El que mezcle vino con menta y lo bebo por las mañanas no podrá intoxicarse con otras bebidas. Rara vez se encuentra en la espesura, sino más bien junto a las casas y jardines cultivados. No sé, ¿eh? Salvia, va a ser la salvia. Una hierba aromática para fumigar y preparar todo tipo de pociones. Aleja a los insectos y los malos espíritus. Si se inhala demasiado, provoca sueños proféticos. Quien bebe salvia tiene menos dolor de cabeza tras beber alcohol. aunque beber demasiado embota la mente. Con moderación y preparada de manera adecuada, otorga fuerza para la batalla. Esta no es. Sinfrium consuela. También llamada aberbeja, es el mejor remedio para huesos rotos, inflamaciones y moretones. También ayuda contra dolores internos. Esta es. Pero causa fatiga. Pero es esta, es la consuela. Es la consuela. Vale, pues es la consuela. O al menos yo me inclino por la consuela, así que le vamos a dar consuela al paciente. Vamos al jardín botánico que este hombre tiene aquí. ¿Tiene más consuela? Aquí. ¿Y cuánto es? ¿Qué es la consuela? Sí, yo creo que es la púrpura, ¿no? El nota lo menciona en el texto y todo. De hecho me sale que mencionó unas hierbas púrpuras. Yo creo que es esta. Vamos a probar. De todas maneras, ¿qué hora es? Las 5. ¿Hay un hueco para mí para dormir? No hay un hueco para mí para dormir.
God be with you.
Tengo poción de Sna Redentor, ¿no? Espérate, ¿la saciedad? ¿Cómo tengo la saciedad? Ah, no, si la saciedad no me la afecta, ¿no? No me afecta la saciedad. No la quiero cagar, tío, en esta tontería. Sé que es una tontería, pero como tengo dinero, no me importa. A ver, amigo, vamos a jugárnosla contigo.
Hopefully I...
Thank you. With any luck, I'll soon be feeling better. If you find the time, stop by to see me. Goodbye.
¿Dónde está Johanka? ¿Johanka? Ah, está ahí. No sé si veréis bien o no, yo por si acaso voy a poner la torchita.
Greetings.
Tell me more about this. All right. How are the sick and wounded faring? I don't think there's anything more I can do for them.
You did what you could. Truly. I don't know what I would have done without you. You saved a lot of lives. Take care.
Y ahora se activa otro DLC, es verdad. Oh, que también lo tenía. Si es que os tengo todo, picha. Cago en la puta. Bueno, pues una misión más quitada de la lista. Ayudar a Johanka, y me importaba por el tema del roleo, ¿no? Por ayudar realmente a los que son de Scalis y demás, que para algo hemos sufrido todos la misma desgracia. Y por eso he perdido mi tiempo en hacer esta misión. Ahora me voy a pegar una siesta para quitarme el pestazo a presidiario. Me queda trabado. Quita, perro, por Dios. Están aquí. A comer. He llegado a casa, he cenado de verdad, no aquí. He cenado un buen plato de garbanzos, creo que era. Y ya tengo hambre, es una cosa... Ya tengo hambre, tú. Fumado los cigarros y... hambriento ya. A ver. Ah, no está mi coraza. Vale, pues hasta lo siguiente. Vamos a mirar si están aquí mi escudo. No, no está aquí mi escudo, eso me preocupa. He perdido mi escudo entonces. Perfecto. Porque en la armadura no va a estar, no. Aquí eso está en los escudos. He perdido mi escudo. Tengo que ir con esta mierda de escudo que no me gusta nada el que llevo ahora. Pero es lo que hay. Es lo que hay. Voy a ver, voy a hacer limpieza del caballo. Esto para allá, para allá. Esto lo venderé, lo venderé. Esto no, esto sí. Esto sí, esto también. Vale, pues realmente de lo que llevo está todo bien. Vale, pues vamos a quitarnos la armadura de combate. La armadura de combate está ahora en misiones un poco más duras, entonces sí que la llevaba, pero me gusta más rolear, tomármelo un poco más en serio, ¿no? Y no vas a estar siempre con la armadura de placas, ¿no? Arriba y abajo. Entonces, pues, cambio un poco de ropa de vez en cuando, simplemente por rolear un poco. No hace falta llevar todas las armaduras, las hombreras y demás. Hombre, la verdad es que las hombreras y los guantes los suelo dejar, pero me quito la placa, la de esto de placa, y las perneras, ¿sabes? O sea, prefiero ponerme unas compuestas sajonas, ¿sabes? Ay. Y listo. Y que voy a guardar... Ah, sí, voy a guardar en el caballo. En el caballo voy a guardar la coraza. Lo demás burgo. Y ya está. Ah, no, si voy a dormir, ¿qué coño? Estoy hecho un personaje, ¿no? Estoy hecho un personajillo. No me entero de la movida. 95 de esa ciudad. Fruta seca, esto me da 4, ¿no? 99 de esa ciudad. Nos vamos a dormir. Con la tenia no veas si me chupa comida. 12 horacas. Vamos para allá. Oh, me queda un poquito para purgar la condena. Qué putada. Aún nos queda un poco. Vamos a darle de comer al perro otra vez porque ya... aquí está, amigos. Vamos. Uf, ya está la comida al límite, ¿eh? En naranja, en rojo nunca se le he dado. Pero en naranja un perro, un salami se lo come igual, ¿no? Mientras que no le siente mal el sabor, se lo come igual. Y tienes ración doble. Ahora nos vamos. yo me alimento de lo que todo el mundo se alimenta, creo yo, aquí, que es la carne seca que nunca se pasa. Carne seca, carne seca. Oh, no están aún. Sorpresa, sorpresa. Era mucho pedir que estuviese aquí a su hora. Oh, que aún no está, en serio. Todo un pitorreo.
How?
I'd like.
So what are you in?
No sé si esto me curará la... No, no me curará. No me va a curar, pero bueno, me da igual. O sea, me va a curar, quiero decir, no me va a quitar la peste de presidiario, ¿entiendes? Lo de la desventaja de presidiario no me lo va a quitar. Bueno, pues nos vamos a centrar otra vez en la historia principal. La misión principal del juego. Nos vamos a Ratag a rendirle el informe a Sir Francisco Vila, así que un ratito a caballo nos vamos a pegar. ¿Lo estoy haciendo bien o lo estoy haciendo mal? ¿Lo estoy haciendo bien? Sí, estamos bien. Este es el camino. Ya me lo sé de memoria en verdad, pero hay veces que dudo un poco. Lloviendo. Mal día. Pues amigo. A ver, ahora la verdad es que no recuerdo del todo bien qué misión es la que nos encomendaban ahora. No recuerdo del todo bien. Se me ha ido el dedo ahí. la resistencia de este caballo es espectacular. Ahora se raya. Llevo sin soltar el turbo, bueno, el ir más rápido desde Sazaba, ¿sabes? Y ahora cuando ya hemos llegado a Ratak se raya. Gran caballo, gran caballo.
Ya.
Me acaba de dar la picada y digo, ¿yo le puse a esto bien la herradura? No, no le puse bien las herraduras. Oh, qué lagazo ha habido ahí, ¿eh? No sé por qué algo me dice que es mejor que guarde la partida un ratito, una horita. Oh. Bueno, vamos a hablar con Sir Rastic, a ver qué pasa. ¿No tengo guantes de cuero? ¿Cómo es eso? Ah, sí, sí que tengo. Vamos a... Un momentito, vamos a ir a la tienda, un momentito.
Ya.
Perdón. Bueno, vamos a hacer una parada primero en la armería. Buenas, amigos.
God be with you.
Vamos a sacarle un poquito de dinero.
Let's talk about... What about this?
Less. Hi.
Hi.
Be persuaded.
Ahí. Ya nos queda menos para deshacernos del tufa presidiario. Preferiría ir sin el tufa presidiario a presentarme a Sir Rastic, la verdad. Perdón. Nada. Fin del diálogo. Vale. Ahora sí, hablemos de negocios, amigo. Hablemos de negocios. Sí. Ya está, ¿no? Vale.
Let's talk...
Well,
What about this?
1630.
that's still too much.
Still too much.
What do you say to this?
We're getting
Ya
there.
casi está, no le ha gustado,
Just drop the
demasiado
price
caro.
a bit more.
1570, mi última oferta.
Aye, that
Vale,
would do
vale.
it.
Perfecto.
My humble.
¿Cómo que nada? ¿Cómo que nada? No venden guantes. Me acabo de dar cuenta de que el sastre no vende guantes. ¡Tócate la polla! No vende guante. Usted, caballero. Y este sí los repara. Increíble. No hay te regateo. Gracias, amigo. Me estaba llevando un susto por un momento. Yo ya no compro nada. Llego directamente a robar. Yo no sé. No es que no me... Lo tienes que hacer con arte, ¿no? Porque si lo haces sin arte se te echan encima. Un poquito más decorado, ¿no? Un poquito más de por la ciudad. No tanto del campo de batalla. Pero estoy lleno de mierda, estoy limpio, estoy limpio. Vale. Los guantes están limpios, ¿no? Vale, están limpios. Vamos para allá. Oh, desaparece, mira, desaparece la ventaja de... Desaparece, desaparece. ¡Oh, desapareció! Ya no tengo penalización. Esto no está bien. Ah, si estoy abajo. ¿Esta coña? Aquí, con el solecito. ¿Qué pasó ahí? ¿Ha habido algo raro?
Good work, Henry.
Thank you, sir.
I tell you to take a well-earned rest, but unfortunately I need one more thing from you.
Whatever you command.
Jezek refuses to talk to us. The stubborn bastard's asking to see you.
Me?
Indeed. Normally I'd send for Captain Burner to beat it out of him, but then I told myself, if he's so keen to speak to you...
I'll try to get something out of him. Where is he?
Jesse quiere hablar conmigo.
Bernard will give you the key.
Very well, sir.
Para empezar, nivel 16 de ganzo para abrir los cofres. Me llevo las cosas de un pueblo para venderlo en otro. ¿Bien pensado? Sobre el peligro de los caminos. Esto es lo del varón ladrón, esto es un DLC. Ya lo activaremos, no hay prisa. Bueno, pues... Cuando me acerca así de 5000 la cámara tiembla, ¿la habéis visto? Mira, a ver si en el stream se nota, ¿veis? Parpadea. Es como un efecto. No sé si es una cosa del juego así que la quieren hacer para dejarnos locos o yo qué sé.
How are you, Henry?
Ahí hay overbooking, ¿eh?
Well, finally, I've had quite a wait.
Why do you want to talk to me, of all people?
You brought me here.
En
You
ese
should
DLC
consider it an honor.
te dan la mejor armadura del juego. Sí, ¿no? La del nota con el que te bates en duelo al final, ¿no? Yo siempre hago lo mismo, lo mato y le robo. ¿Qué me ha dicho? ¿Qué es lo que me ha dicho? Me habéis traído aquí, deberíais considerarlo un honor. Ah, a pasar de las tonterías. O le preguntamos. Es que no sé.
If hanging around in a damp dungeon with a condemned man is your idea of honor.
You're not seeing the bright side. You can be the one who uncovers a conspiracy against the king for your master. You don't get an opportunity like that every day. It did cross my mind, though, that it might be nice to get some assurances for my cooperation. After all, I'm the one the Margrave unjustly declared the scourge of the land and expelled from Moravia. They even pulled my beautiful castle down. It was the necessity of making a living that forced me to take some liberties.
I suppose there's some truth in that. I may speak with
Ahora sí me paso a retirar. Éxito. Venga, muchas gracias, Mario. Gracias por pasarte, tío.
I won't be obstructive.
What I want to know most of all is who's behind it. Who are you making those forgeries for?
Do you think I couldn't have handled it all myself?
I'm not trying to insult you. It's just not a job one man could do alone.
All right. The way it began was I was short of coin, as usual. So I let those crimps in Sasau recruit me.
Recruit you into what?
I didn't inquire too much. In this business, you don't ask too many questions. But when they found out I wasn't just anybody, they put me in charge of the counterfeiting. A foreigner by the name of Eric gave me instructions. But for sure, he isn't the chief. And there's someone highly placed at the monastery who's mixed up in it too. But I don't know who.
How did you come to hear of all this business?
I met some old friends in Colleen a few months ago, and they said they were heading for Sasau, that armed men were being recruited, and they'll hire anyone.
Old friends? Who were they?
Just a couple of brigands. We used to ambush the Margrave's messengers in Moravia together.
Nice friends you keep.
I was in dispute with the Margrave. A man in my position finds himself mixed up with all sorts.
And then what?
Rapota and I had been living off stale crusts for a month, so I wasn't going to turn down the chance of work, honest or otherwise. We rode to Sasau and met with the recruiters. It didn't take long to realize I was a nobleman fallen on hard times, not some common peasant.
Can you get to the point?
Well, they introduced me to this Eric, and he told me what was needed. They set up the workshop, got the men, the supplies, everything.
Crimps? You're telling me this Eric is recruiting armed men in Sasau?
Well, it seems so. I was giving the recruiters some of the coins to do it. The fake ones, of course.
Where can I find the recruiting gang?
That's tricky. It was my friends who led me to them. We met with them in the woods next to Sasau. It's about who you know, as always.
You said you gave them money. Where was that?
They'd ride to the mine gallery to see me. I don't suppose you'd find them there now.
If you say so. This Eric, you reckon he's not the one in charge?
He puts on airs, but he's just a naive young pup. And he's always going on about his lord, though he never mentioned him by name.
Where can I find this Eric? You must have had some meeting place.
He used to come to the workshop unannounced, and after what's happened, I doubt he'll be showing his face there again.
This highly placed person at the monastery, what can you tell me about him?
I've no idea who he is, only that he's no small fry. After all, he handles the exchange of the forgeries in Passau.
I see. Is there anything else at all you can tell me about him?
No, he was supposed to supply me with materials too, but he backed out. Eric said he probably got cold feet.
That'll do me for the moment.
Will you put in a word for me with Sir Radzig? I'll swear allegiance to him if he'll have me. I'm sick of being a renegade.
I'll have to think about it. I don't want to annoy Sir Radzig.
Vale, pues nada.
So what have you learned?
All sorts of things. There's some foreigner called Eric behind the counterfeiting ring, and someone highly placed at the monastery.
The monastery? Really?
That's what Jezek claimed.
So it's worse than I thought. If this is true, we'll have to proceed with the utmost caution.
Why? Can't we just go to the monastery to investigate?
No. If the church is truly involved, I have no authority.
So what will you do?
I'll have to think about it. It won't be an easy nut to crack. I'll have to consult with Hanush. And what of this Eric? Who is he?
I don't know, but he's recruiting armed men in Sasau and forming an army.
Damn! So it looks like Pribyslavitz wasn't the end of it.
It most certainly wasn't, sir. And what's more, Sir Jezek is convinced this Eric is only a go-between, and there's someone bigger behind him.
You should return to Sasau and take a closer look at those recruiters. If they're going to attack, we must find out sooner than last time.
It might not be as straightforward as that. Sir Jezek didn't know them and has no idea how to find them.
You'll have to manage somehow, my lad. Don't tell me there's an armed force amassing here and nobody knows anything. Go to Sasau and try to find them.
I'm not sure where to start, sir.
Then ask around the alehouses and inns, or at the Rathaus. Someone must have heard something. These things can't be entirely kept in the dark. Whatever you do, be careful, Henry. And best not mention my name. It would attract unwelcome attention. What we want is for the crimps to take you for just another village lad they can lure into their gang.
All right, sir. I'll try to blend in as best I can.
I know I'm asking a lot of you, but I know of no one else who could help as much as you can now.
Esto no le va a gustar.
Sir, there's one more thing. Sir Jezek went with me without resistance, because I promised him he could come to an agreement with you.
My boy, my boy. You make promises in my name? That could turn out very badly for both of us. But, if it can prevent bloodshed, why the hell not? We may well come to some arrangement after all, but I can't say yet what will become of him. You'd better run along.
As you command, sir.
Sabía que no le iba a gustar. Sabía que no le iba a gustar. Vale. Pero también podríamos... Estoy haciendo esto.
God bless you. What drug?
Sir, can I ask you about something?
Of course, Henry.
Well, I thought since we chased the bandits out of Pribyslavitz, the roads would be safer.
Ah, criticizing your liege lord, are you? And what, in your opinion, should he do about it?
Oh no, I don't mean anything by it. Just that it surprises me.
Easy, lad. I'm only pulling your leg. You're quite right. The roads really aren't safe. Mostly due to one thing. My garrison is a shamble these days. I lost most of my men in Skalitz, and what I'm left with after Pribyslavitz is hardly enough even to guard Pigstone. Let alone guarding the roads and patrolling the rest of the province. I simply don't have the men.
Uh-huh. I understand.
That is, I didn't have the men. As it happens, you've come at just the right time. Recently, I asked an old acquaintance for help. Sir Kuno of Rickwald and his mercenary band. The men who ride with him are a rough lot, mostly former convicts, but they're as capable as any squad of soldiers.
Well, excuse me for being so bold, but there's plenty of mercenaries around. Surely you can find a more respectable band?
You have a point, lad, but I'd like to tell you I talked to Kuno because I trust him. But actually my reasons are of a more pragmatic nature. You see, Kuno owes me a favor, so he'll serve me free of charge.
So, you want me to join them?
Yes, but that's not all. I told Kuno I'd send him a guide. But really what I need is for someone to keep a close eye on him and his men. Someone reliable. And I'd say you fit the part. Go and report to him at his encampment. You'll ride with his band on patrols and make sure they don't get too disorderly.
Who is this Sir Kuno of Rickvald?
He's the last baron of the House of Rickwalt, which became impoverished. So he took to the mercenary trade, like many poor noblemen do. Unless they become robbers, which often isn't all that different. He's certainly an entertaining companion, but as a mercenary, well, let's just say he has his own particular approach to certain matters.
That sounds a little worrying.
Oh, it's nothing too bad. Just that now and again he needs reminding not to step over the line.
How is he indebted to you?
I did him quite a big service, actually. I saved him from the hangman.
Oh, sounds like quite a story. How did it happen?
You should ask him. You'll be spending quite a while riding together, so it'll help pass the time. But one thing I can tell you, he seems to have taken inspiration from me. A lot of his men had their own encounters with the executioner too.
All right, I'll go and report to him.
Excellent. He set up camp between Ratai and Ledechko. It's a good base for covering the province. Good luck, Henry. And watch out for yourself.
I will, sir. Thanks.
Take care.
Vale, pues ya estamos preparados. Oh, qué ganas de cambiar de silla. Estoy hasta los huevos de esta silla. 5 días, Javier. 5 días y silla nueva.
Ya.
Vale. Vale.
Ya. Ya.
La saciedad, ¿cómo la llevo?
Ya.
Simplemente por limpiarlo me lo voy a poner. Esto también por limpiarlo. O sea...
Jesus.
I'm...
And more.
Get my...
As you...
Fine.
I'm sure you... Take care.
Vale. Y ahora...
I'm...
And... That can be arranged.
Fine.
Goodbye.
Perfecto. No.
Good luck then.
I'd like... Get my...
But of course.
Fine.
I'm sure
Bitte.
God be with.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, me colé. Ahí. Yo juraría que era ya.
Look at you.
I brought you.
Oh, how lovely. Thank you.
Don't you want to do something together again?
I can't now. Come back in the evening, will you?
Este envenenado tranca, bueno.
Hey, God be with
Can you tell me something?
There's a couple of other fellas.
Tell me about. What about? Can you tell? That's all.
¿Y no hay más trabajo? Me gustaría ver...
Will you? I'm interested.
Wouldn't you rather...
Well, I hear you. I'd like to hope.
First you have to...
No tengo ni siquiera nivel 10.
I'll think it over.
God be with you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Aunque me la debe ir con la de esto de Sir Henry de Scalis, ¿no? ¿Debe la capucha de Henry de Scalis? No me lo creo. Si la tenía, sí. Ah, sí, aquí está. Ah, que tengo dos. Flipa. Pues mira. Ajá, pero ver.
How about now?
I can't now.
No, nada. Ahora nos vamos.
Yeah. Yeah.
Punto jabalí ahí en medio.
Yeah.
Entre el X y Zaba estaban, ¿no?
Yeah. I'll be with you. I'm looking for Sakuno. Sakuno? Baron Rickvold. Isn't this his camp?
You won't get nothing out of him. You must be Radzig's man. I heard he was supposed to send someone.
Yes, Sir Radzig sent me as a guide. I'm Henry.
I'm Jakey. And this here fella, we call the Stone.
I can see why. What's up with it? Cat got his tongue?
No, more like the dog got it. The executioner's dog. And the executioner ripped it out of him. Anyway, you better come along with me. I'll introduce you to the other fellas. And the chief. These here are the Bearman brothers, Petter and Jan. They're a barrel of laughs, except when they're too drunk to string two words together. Like now. Don't get on the wrong side of them, though. When their blood is up, well, it ain't a pretty sight.
Pleased to make your acquaintance, I'm sure.
Never mind the fancy poses, Stefan. You're trying to kill the fucker, not teach him how to dance. And you, Dangler, stand your ground. Don't let him lead you round by the nose.
Sir? Well, sir, this is Henry. From Lord Kobler.
It's about time Radzig got round to this. We need someone who knows their way around these parts. Leave off with the bowing and curtsy. We don't hold with that tomfoolery here. Jakey! Where the hell are you sneaking off to? Go to the farm and get water. The lads are thirsty.
Well, I went last time.
And you'll go next time, you ungrateful pup. Get your ass moving.
Oh, hombre, está subiendo el gorrito.
Snot-nosed brat. You put them out of a pile of shit. And they thank you with back talk. Where were we? Oh yeah. We need a guide who knows these parts. So I hope I can rely on you, Herman.
It's Henry.
Right. As I said to Radzig, I don't want to carry any dead weight. We could find ourselves in some very tight situations where every sword counts.
I know how to handle a sword, all right?
I've heard a lot of fellas say that. I still ended up on the wrong end of one. We'll find out. Stefan, take a break. Dangler, let's find out what Harold here can do.
Sure. No problem, Chief.
No hay problema, jefe. Derrotar a Ahorcado en combate. Algo me dice que Ahorcado va a ser derrotado.
No more fooling around.
Oh. Ah, buena esa, buena esa. Tú también sabes hacer contragolpe, perfecto. Ese.
Oh dear. Did that hurt? You didn't fare badly at all, I must say. You can ride with us.
All right, good. Thanks.
Don't thank me yet. You don't know what you're letting yourself in for.
Sir Kuno, can you tell me something about yourself?
Drop the sir. That title brought me nothing but grief. But what do you want to know?
Sir Radzig told me the Rickvold family lost its wealth. How did that happen?
There's all sorts of ways to become impoverished. Nothing easier. Especially when your father's a fool. And your mother's mad as a bat.
Oh.
But it's a long and twisted story. We took our name from Rickvold Castle. But that actually belonged to the convent of the Poor Clares in Tynitz. And my father only leased it. You see, he knew the abbess there since they were young. Knew her very well. There was even talk that she only joined the order because her family wouldn't let her marry him. Anyway, whether he was fucking her right there in the convent, or he just took a lot of interest in scripture, he spent an awful lot of time in Tynitz.
A ver, empanado. A ver qué decía.
Oh, you might have been after a bit of both.
Sinning and confessing all in one place. Well, I can see the convenience of it. Anyway, my mother never had strong nerves. Truth be told, her sanity was always shaky. Pa's escapades drove her cuckoo entirely. Then, one frosty December morning, I was woken by screaming and smoke. I looked out the window. I saw my mother there, in the courtyard, wreathed in flames. Behind her, the stables, the farm buildings and the tower were burning too. And she just stood there, shrieking with laughter.
Christ, that sounds like a scene straight out of hell.
Hellish it was, I can tell you. Me and my sister Adela and a few servants managed to get out before the whole place went up. I couldn't get to my father. Or my little brother. Poor lad was only 7. My sister and I were left destitute after the fire. Then my cousin, Adam of Drevich, took us into his castle. A few weeks later, he offered to buy what was left of our estates and sell me a small fortress near a Kovnik. It was a great relief. We suddenly had some hope of a future again. So I told my sister about it. And it was the biggest mistake of my life. A week later, the two of them announced to me they were getting married. And all that was left of our estates, lands, woods, villages, Adela was to get it all as a dowry.
But surely that was for you to decide. You were the head of the family, right?
Aye. Only I barely had 17 years under my belt, and I'd just lost everything. Of course, I argued with them. And that was the only excuse they needed to kick me out of Drevich too.
That's pretty harsh.
You're telling me. But I'm not complaining. As my pa always used to say, if you could turn your hand to something, you'll never be lost. I doubt it ever crossed his mind how often I'd remember those words.
What about your debt to
¿Qué
Sir
pedazo de
Radzig?
pelas a pegar nota? Bueno, me da miedo seguir preguntándole.
Twist of fate, lad. I was fighting in the hostilities between the House of Schallenberg and the town of Colleen. Some trade dispute it was, and I fought under the Schallenberg colours. In the end, the two sides negotiated a truce, and I rode to Colleen with the delegation that was to parley there. We stopped off at an inn on the way, and it was there that I met Radzig Kobyla. I could tell at first sight he was a man after my own heart. A likeable rogue with a sharp mind and a merry soul.
We spent the whole night drinking together and talking. And in the morning, we set off together, with sore heads, but in good temper. Since he was travelling to Colleen, same as I was. Only, once we reached the city gates, they arrested me on the spot. Seems the burgers had it in for me, since I've been making their lives hell for a good 6 months. On the other hand, I was a member of the peace delegation, so by rights, they shouldn't have even looked at me sideways. And then it hit me why Radzig was there. Colleen is a royal city, so he was there to represent the king's interests.
I see. So he was on the other side?
That's right. Anyway, they threw me in a dungeon, and a few days later, word reached me that the Schallenbergs had reached an agreement with the burghers. Only part of the deal was they would give them my head, and I'd surely have ended my days swinging from the town battlements if it hadn't been for Radzig. He liked me, and he could see it was a dirty trick, so he somehow squared things with the city council.
Lucky for you.
Indeed. I owe my life to Radzig, and I'll never forget it. He's asked me twice before for help. This is the third time, and how could I refuse him?
I'd like to ask about your...
Ask away.
No, ya en otro momento.
Should we ride up?
Aye. We ought to set out on patrol about now. I'd like to head to the north. Is there any...
North of here, Samapesh and Merhoyed are that way, and Talmberg is a bit further on. They're stable.
I wouldn't mind paying a visit to those stables. We
Podemos
can
pasar
go
por
through
allí.
there.
And from there?
From there, we'll follow our noses. Something interesting is sure to turn up.
Sure.
What a fine day, eh, brother?
Indeed, brother.
You know what I like best about days like this, Jan?
The scent of chamomile wafting from the hillsides.
Among other things.
Ah, like the rounded hills, rising, perky, all soft and pink in the sunlight.
And the fertile map.
Vale.
The sweet aroma of honey in the air.
The sturdy poplar, standing tall and erect.
Aye. It reminds me.
Está subiendo la vida, ¿no? Sí, está subiendo la vida.
Bird. I stuffed them myself.
I can't smell any chamomile.
Well, men, how are things?
May I?
Yes, Fletch?
How shall I put it? I'm a little concerned about the prospects in these parts, Chief.
Oh? How's that?
I've been looking around, and if you'll pardon me, it seems to me that we've been stuck for a long time in the arsehole of beyond.
It's not Paris, France, I'll grant you.
What I mean to say is, I haven't got any new kit or arrows since the day Jakey joined us. It makes me uneasy, Chief.
I see. What about the rest of you?
I don't know what Fletch is moaning about. There's plenty of booze and loose wenches nearby.
Not to mention fools in the taverns who don't know when to stop rolling those dice.
Dangler?
It's the arsehole of Beyond everywhere we go. It always makes me uneasy.
Jakey?
Fletch can complain. I was supposed to get a suit of armor, and all I got was a shitty kettle hat.
Sorry, but they don't do hauberks in girls' sizes.
Oh? Well, how did you get yours then?
All right, appreciate your honesty, lads. Don't worry, there will be plunder. We're here to fight. To the victor the spoils. That's how it's always been. But no purse of silver will shed blood for you on the battlefield. That's what this company is for. And I hope you never forget the golden rule. You can joke all you want, moan all you want, but nothing will keep your skins in one piece better than trusting your leader, who you choose by your own free will. So don't ever forget that.
Amen.
Chief, think there's something going on over there.
Let's go. Behind me, and keep your eyes peeled.
Yeah.
Este caballo es demasiado rápido, no soy capaz de ir a su velocidad, siempre les adelanto.
What do you think we can expect this time, fellas?
Grosher, hidden in a piss pot under the bed. Nice chunk of beef. No one there would be
On account of it'd just fall out through the holes in their bellies, eh, brother?
My mouth is already watering, brother, and I ain't even touched a purse yet.
Once you get your hands on some loot, I'll be happy to play you for your hard-earned groschen back of the camp.
Poor old Fletch. Never gets to see the action from close up.
What about you, Dangler? What do you expect to find?
Utility in human suffering, like always.
Always full of good cheer, eh, Dangler? Why don't you take a leaf out of Stone's book? Shut the fuck up.
Jesus, I wish you'd all shut the fuck up.
Keep your eyes peeled, though. There might be someone hiding out here still. Look for clues and question the survivors, if there are any.
Still smouldering. Whoever torched it can't have got very far. Jesus Christ, what a massacre. Looks like it happened fast. God almighty. They weren't even armed.
Vale, voy a encontrar esto aquí.
Poor wretch. Kuno will want to know about this.
A ver, no veo un carajo. Vamos a ir a un sitio donde pueda leer el mensaje. Aquí. Drástico Vila, animal sin escrúpulos, carente de moral... Drástico Vila, animal sin escrúpulos, carente de moral cristiana. Yo os acuso. Cuando perpetrasteis actos de crueldad y malevolencia contra mí y mis ancestros, abandonasteis todo tipo de honor y decencia. Yo os llamo miserable por haber cometido aquellas vilezas, que sin duda recordaréis. Yo os desafío a que os batáis en duelo conmigo, como corresponde al honor de los caballeros. Dejéis de ocultaros como un cobarde tras los muros del castillo y defendáis vuestro honor y el de vuestra casa, como corresponde al estamento de la nobleza. Si rehusáis hacerlo, recorreré esta tierra de punta a punta para hacer saber a todos que sois un canalla ignominioso, indigno de la compañía de hombres decentes, y clavaré vuestro escudo en el cepo como signo de vergüenza. Juro ante Dios que actuaré con justicia, obligado por el honor de mi familia, e incurriré ante vos en la forma en que os merecéis. Mi agravio es solo contra vos, mas cuanto más tiempo os ocultéis como un cobarde, más tiempo acecharé y sacaré esta provincia, y la responsabilidad será toda vuestra. Firmado el 2 de junio de 1403 por Sir Hagen Soul. Perfecto. Sir Hagen Soul tiene mucha raya guardada, ¿eh? Ah. ¿Dónde está Sir Kuna?
Would you stop doing that?
You think they'll have any use for this stuff?
That's not the point. Robbing the dead isn't right.
That's what you say. I say it's all the fucking same to them. They're dead. And Prague Groshen are worthless in Lombardy. Never mind in the hereafter.
I'm telling you for the last time, stop it.
And I'm telling you for the last time, I see no reason why I should.
You call yourself a Christian, and you're robbing the dead.
They've no use for anything, and I have to eat.
I've seen your camp. It doesn't look to me like you want for anything.
Not now, but a man's got to have something to secure his future.
And what did you take from that corpse?
A wooden spoon and some string.
Oh, great, you can retire right away. I hope it's worth your immortal soul to you.
You're a bit holier than thou, ain't you? But all right, they ain't got nothing worth a damn anyway.
Kuno, your men are robbing the dead.
What did you expect, Henry? Old habits die hard. Most of the lads ain't had an easy life.
But try explaining that to Sir Radzig. You're acting in his name here, so he expects you to behave the same as his own people, with honor.
Steady on now. We don't have to drag Radzig into it. I'll have a word with them.
I found this shield in a shed along with a letter. Seems like someone left us a message.
Show me that. I know that crest. It's the House of Zul. Dangerous lot, God's truth. I don't think we'll find anything else here. We'll stay here a while, just in case. And you should go and report to Radzig what happened.
What do you know about these Zuls?
A family of impoverished nobles. They fought in the Belgravia Wars in Moravia. But what they're after in Bohemia, I've no idea.
I thought I could go and search for those raiders. They might not have gotten very far yet.
All right. It's always good to have an extra pair of eyes. We'll keep searching here for a while, and then head back to the camp.
Did you find any tracks?
Some, a horse or two. They rode off through the meadow towards dawn. They're avoiding the road, which is interesting.
Towards dawn?
Meaning towards the east. Apart from the mounted ones, there were some men on foot too. Well weighed down.
Well, they can't move too fast then.
No. And what's more, they left a trail of blood. One or more of them might be wounded. Either that, or they dragged off some poor bastard from here.
Nice work. Thanks. Poor creature. Hunted down like game. Looks like they carried away a lot of stuff.
Cogemos todo. Vamos a aprovechar y vamos a recolectar un poquito de consuelda. ¿Y lo otro que es? Valeriana. Valeriana. Valeriana en rama. Aquí lo tengo ahí, es ralladura de coco. El poder de las flores. Si se tienen suficientes hierbas en el inventario, se gana una bonificación de +2 de carisma. Si el caballero tiene suficientes hierbas aromáticas en su inventario, se asusta menos. Vale. Pues nada. Ah, que hay otra más. Tengo que dar prisa. No hay nada. No me digas que estoy sobrecargado de hierbas.
They went this way. they met some resistance at the farm. What a waste. But at least I know which way they went. There they are.
Los encontré. ¿Y el otro dónde está? Ocuparse de los asaltantes. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis. Vale, son varios. Voy a ir a por refuerzos.
Ya. Ya.
¿Qué es ese?
Ya.
Aquí.
Hey.
I tracked down those raiders.
You did? Well, nice work. So where are they?
A short way to the east, in a glade in the woods. They're dividing up their loot.
How many of them are there?
About 10 or so.
10? Fuck. I'll tell the lads we're gonna deal with them. Hey! To me, now! Who are you? Listen up. Henry tracked down those bastards who raided the farm. They're dividing up their loot, not far from here. So let's pounce on them and give them what for. Move out! What's going on?
Yeah.
Vamos a luchar de noche si siguen yendo a esta velocidad. Ya, huevones.
Stop it, please. Or I'll split my sides laughing.
I feel sorry for the stone. Imagine not being able to insult your enemy.
Big mouth Jakey makes up for it.
I don't know how you managed without me for so long.
Yeah.
Got it? Thanks a lot, Fletch.
Perfetto. Muerte piadosa.
You know what I like best in a skirmish, Jan? Right hill. When there's one last fucking left. Until he falls in a bloody hole. I love it. We've got to do something to spice things up. To make it more like a proper war. Maybe if we timed our attacks better. I was just faking it to confuse him.
Right, we'll have a look around here for, clues. Meanwhile, Henry, you go and report to Radzig.
Who's there? Play right into the side. You know what I like best in a skirmish, Jan? Pray tell, brother. When there's one last fucker left, we surround him. Hack him from all sides. Until he falls in a bloody heap on the ground. I love that.
We ought to wager on who delivers the fatal blow.
A new wager? Fletch will be up for that.
We gotta do something to spice things up. To make it more like a proper war. Maybe if we timed our attacks better.
It'll look more like a battle plan, eh?
But when your blood's up,
Aye. Plans go to hell in the heat of battle.
everyone's still going to lay into that last fucker with everything they got anyway.
Aye. Even if we have to chase him all the way to Olomouc to do it.
Alright. Next time, we'll see who delivers the coup de grace.
Jakey can keep an eye on it while he's hiding in the bush.
Vale, pues nada, ya hemos robado todo lo que podíamos robar. ¿Y este hombre? Vamos a dejarle ahí con sus colegas. Estos, vamos, han sido todos masacrados. Yo diría de esperar aquí. ¿Pero está muerto o no está muerto la piedra? No sé si estará muerto, ¿no?
Ya. 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 Ya.
happened to you?
Those human devils killed my husband. Me and the children, and I'm left with nothing but to beg here. Could you spare a little change, sir?
Food?
What about this?
Thank you, sir. Thank you 100-fold.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mejor comida, ¿no? Vamos a reventar la gráfica. No da tiempo a cargar a la pobre. Carga suelo. Ay. Pues hasta aquí lo vamos a dejar. Listo. Uy, bueno, pues nada, señores. Otro poquito más de la aventura de Henry. Seguiremos con ello mañana o pasado. Y nada, lo dicho siempre, muchas gracias a todos los que habéis estado, en especial a los que hoy habéis donado bits, os lo agradezco mucho. Pardiero y este hombre, ¿cómo se llamaba? ¡Oh, qué pecado mortal! Lo voy a mirar. No, Babuí no fue el otro día, vale. Vale, ha sido Pardiero todo. Muchas gracias, Pardiero, picha, por esos bits. Y nada, nos vemos, lo dicho, mañana. Estoy ya que no sé ni lo que digo, tengo que dormir, gente. Tengo que dormir, descansar, comer. Así que nada, mañana nos vemos por aquí. Un besito y hasta la siguiente.